Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stunts back for another OPTC video, and in today's video we are talking about treasure map Nami and Sanji, which is coming out on OPTC Global in like 2 days time, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, roughly 2 days time. So the maintenance finished. We did our summons on the treasure map banner. I'll link the video in the description below if you want to go check out those summons. Things went pretty well, to be honest. I'm not going to whinge. But let's talk about this new dual unit that is coming to OPTC Global. It is a treasure map unit that actually has a limit break key, as treasure map units do nowadays. It's got fairly good limit break, pinch healing, anti-heal or no healing. And I'm pretty sure that's... Okay, send me straight back to that screen. Thanks, game. I'm pretty sure that is fear reduction, yeah. So, removes fear by 5 turns, which is the locking of the sailor ability. So that's pretty good. Captain ability is going to boost fighter and free spirit characters' attack by 4 times and recovered by 1.2 times, and then reduces crew's special reverse by 2 turns. So I imagine if you have 2 of these guys as your leader, you're going to have 2 4x captains for fighter and free spirit, which is very, very good. And you will get 4 turns of special reverse. I imagine that's how it'll work. It may not work that way, but if it doesn't, they're not as good. If it does, they're very, very good. 4 turns of special reverse is actually insane. Their special is going to reduce special bind by 5 turns, which is excellent, and completely remove stun. That's actually awesome. I missed that when I read them last time. Doubles fighter and free spirit character slot effects by 1 turn and becomes Nami and Sanji for 2 turns. Unfortunately, they are a 2-turn transformation, but look, it's a free-to-play dual unit, so it is what it is. They are still very, very good. They do reduce their own special bond by 5 turns as a sailor, so that is excellent. Very, very good. Viola and Rebecca can just get the out because they suck compared to this unit. They also have a crewmate ability that boosts fighter and free spirit characters' base stats by 50. Very, very strong. Very, very good. Their art is just on point as well. So, Bandai, you've done a pretty good job. I won't lie. Very good free-to-play unit. All the basic stuff when it comes to treasure map, you guys know the drill there. And let's have a look at the boosted list. So 2.2 times is the VV that is out at the moment on the new Sooooooo Fest and the Perona. Now, free-to-play players, I don't really recommend summoning on it. But if you do like to splash a little bit of money into this game, doing the 3 multis for the Perona is not a bad idea. Boa is boosted as well. She's also the 1.5 times booster, as this treasure map was built around her. So, I mean, you could get lucky. You could walk away with Boa, and at the end of the day, if you walk away with just Perona, it's still a dub for 3 multis. The 1.35 times boosters, we have the new Nami and Sanji. We have Reiju from the last treasure map. We have the new Odin and Roger. We have their full batch of the dog, the cat, Crocus, and Rayleigh. We've got the Rumble, Anil, 6+ Jinbei, Coliseum Orochi, the summertime batch that came out with Boa, the Robin, Rebecca, and Viola, and then the free-to-play units that are Pudding, Flampe, and Big Mom. And then we have the Kizuna Buggy, the PvP Whitebeard, and the Kizuna Rare Recruit Alvita that came out. So they're all the 1.35 times boosters. If you have these units, just find spots for them on your teams, no matter what. They're just going to give you heaps and heaps of points, and it's a very, very generous list, to be honest. Like, there's a lot of boosters. The 1.2 times list is very, very good as well. We've got the free-to-play units from the latest Roger event. We've got the Sugar Batch, the Smoker Batch. We've got the Law Batch. We've got the free-to-play Super Type Straw Hats. There's a lot of really good 1.2 times boosters, and this treasure map isn't overly hard, to be honest. There is a lot of characters that can kind of just cheese their way through it, and we'll talk about that as we go through, as I sort of tell you guys teams and what like good units there are for subs. But a lot of the old treasure map units are boosted on this treasure map as well. As you can see, treasure map Shanks, Ace, Whitebeard, Nami, Smoker, the Luffy. Like, there's a lot of really good options for you guys here, and then you've got the old 1.1 times boosters, but who cares about those? So let's talk about some teams, and let's talk about what bosses you guys will actually need to fight, and what you guys have to get around in order to take them down. Alright, so the first fight we're going to talk about is the interrupt fight. So along the map, you will take on Luffy. He's going to come after you as you make your way around the map. So the team that I am going to be using for my treasure map run is a Boa with a friend VV. So on stage 2 of this fight, you come up against Sabo. Sabo's going to paralyze your entire crew for 5 turns, and he's going to give you the remove sound special effects debuff. He also gives you a full water empty orb. So this is where we're actually going to utilize this Kizuna Buggy. Kizuna Buggy is going to remove the 5 turns of paralysis, and he's also going to change all of our slots because our captain is a free spirit type. So he's going to give us a full border orbs, and he's going to remove the paralysis. So he's very, very good. The 1.2 times list is very, very good as well. So let's talk about some teams, and let's talk about what bosses you guys will actually need to fight, and what you guys have to get around in order to take them down. Alright, so the first fight we're going to talk about is the interrupt fight. So along the map, you will take on Luffy. He's going to come after you as you make your way around the map. So the team that I am going to be using for my treasure map run is a Boa with a friend VV. So on stage 2 of this fight, you come up against Sabo. Sabo's going to paralyze your entire crew for 5 turns, and he's going to give you the remove sound special effects debuff. He also gives you a full water orb, and he's going to remove the 5 turns of paralysis. So he's going to give us a full border orbs, and he's going to remove the paralysis. So he's very, very good. Then we are going to be using one of our VV specials. VV is going to reduce damage reduction, which we don't really care about, but she's going to give us a free, what's it called? A color affinity buff. And then if we hit 4 perfects, we can carry that into the next stage and get a double effect. And we're also going to use our Viola special. Now, just looking at this right now, we're actually going to use Viola's special first, as we do want to get the carryover effect of her orb boost moving into the final stage against Luffy, and then we can just use the VV special after that, so we can proc her special twice, get the 1.75 times color affinity that way. When we move into the final stage against Luffy, Luffy's going to give us a full board of block orbs. He gives us 5 turns of attack down, and he gives us 5 turns of chain coefficient reduction. So that is fairly annoying, but to remove the attack down, we do have Perona on this team. She's going to remove it by 5 turns, and she's also going to give us the conditional boost against Luffy, as we have 5 free spirits on this team. You can replace her, if you didn't pull any on this banner, with someone like the treasure map Weevil. He works very, very well here, or even the rare recruits Rebecca. The rare recruit Viola that we have on this team as well. You could save her specials to the final stage and remove the attack down that way. So either of those units should work fine. We're then going to use our other VV special. That way we can get the color affinity. Luffy's also going to reroll your specials back by 2 turns, which is fairly annoying. But with the special of Boa, we can roll them forward. So that way, with Boa's super typing as well, after we activate her special, we can get a 2.5 times attack boost. A full board of orbs through those block orbs. We can roll our specials forward. And yeah, with that, we should be able to take out Luffy fairly easily. Now, if you guys don't have Boa, you can always bring a friend Boa, but the rare recruit Sabo that came out with Law, he will actually roll your free spirit character specials forward, and he removes the chain coefficient reduction. So that is another way to get around that. This team doesn't get around the chain coefficient reduction, but I imagine it's just going to have so much damage that it's really not going to matter too much. But as we move down the line, if it starts getting a little bit tricky, we can sort of we'll find a way to get around that, I guess. But this is the team I'll be using for the interrupt against Luffy. I don't see it having too many issues, basically up to a level like 100, to be honest. But we'll see how we go when we do our playthrough video. But let's move on to the actual boss fights now. So on to the next fight now, or the first of the boss fights, I should say. We actually come up against Choppermon. And this is just the biggest cheese fight in the entire world, as if you guys were smart enough to farm up this free-to-play Big Mom, you just win. Basically, her special defeats all enemies with current HP of 100 times less than her attack. She's just going to basically kill Chopper every single time. So, she's a 1.35 times booster as well, which is really, really handy. You just bring 2 of her, and you'll just sort of win. If you guys aren't using Boa, and you guys don't have Boa, and you're sort of using like VV at the end, you could always just bring a friend Boa for this fight. That way you can just utilize your Big Bomb and just win, and then just deck the team out with 1.35 times boosters. So for the sake of this team, I just threw all of the Summertime babes on this team. So we have the Summertime Rebecca here. We have Viola, who I just realized, oh no, actually we can use her again because that was the interrupt stage. We have Viola here. She's a 1.35 times booster as well. Flampe and Pudding. So all of these guys are 1.35 times boosters. Basically, Big Mom is just going to win forever, so we're not really worried about that. But we do have an orb boost on this team. We do have color affinity. We do have a bunch of buffs too. So Chopper's not going to give us too many headaches. Honestly, just if you guys farmed up Big Mom, which I hope you guys did, she was just going to win for you. And if you didn't, just bring Friend. It's going to do it for you anyway. Moving on to the second mini-boss now, we come up against Frankosuke. Now, Frankosuke really doesn't do too much. He's actually just going to bind our middle row for 5 turns, which will go down to 2 turns with sockets, and then gives us a full board of empty orbs. So the team that I'm using for this is a double Kazuki Oden team. Honestly, I just sort of had to find a spot for Kazuki Oden, and running him as a sub sort of just felt like a waste of points, as he's such a good leader, and having a double 1.35 times leader is going to help you guys, or help us out by getting lots of points. So he's not essential as a leader. I literally just threw him on, but Sugar would work really, really well here with her bear mechanic. Basically any Psy type leader would work very, very well here. Utilizing the Summertime batch here could work very, very well as well. But the way that I'm going to be taking this particular piece of content down is using Oden as our leader, and then using this free-to-play Shanks to remove the bind that gets inflicted on our middle row. So Shanks will remove 4 turns of bind, and chain multiplier growth rate. He'll also give us a 0.7 buff to the chain multiplier, but really the main reason he's here is to give us the bind removal. He'll also work very, very well on the interrupt as well, if you guys need another character that reduces special charge instead of that Sabo. What we're going to do on this particular stage as well is we're also going to be using our Luffy special. Luffy's going to change our adjacent orbs into matching and give us a 2x attack boost to our Free Spirit and our fighter units, which is awesome. But the reason we are using this Luffy is we can use a support, like I'm using Boa here, but anyone that's going to give him a matching orb is going to help you guys out. So I think the free-to-play story VV works really, really well. Shiggy will give him a matching orb, then he will give the adjacent orbs matching, and then with the Kuzuki Odin special, we can turn them into Wano orbs, get a 2.5 times orb multiplier, and basically just with Odin, Luffy, and Shanks, we should be able to output so much damage that we can sort of just like clean house. The PvP Whitebeard and the Reiju are just basically here for extra points. You can replace them if you do need extra damage and sort of move them to another team, but I don't really see them needing to be replaced, as the Kuzuki Odin special just gives you so much extra damage, and with those Wano orbs as a captain, he's just going to output so much damage that honestly Frankosuke is just going to get absolutely clapped. But as I mentioned, you can use someone like Sugar, and there is a lot of other ways to get around Frankie as well. Oh, I'm losing battery. So on to the next fight now. We come up against Zorojuro. Zorojuro is a dex unit, and he actually gives our crewmates 8 turns of paralysis and does end of turn damage. So the actual unit that you really want to bring for this is actually Orochi. Orochi is sort of just built to take down this Zorojuro, as he is going to remove 8 turns of paralysis and completely removes that end of turn damage as well. So Orochi is really, really good for this. He is going to cut our HP by 80%, but with the amount of damage that we can output with this team, it's not going to matter one bit. So we are using 2 6+ Jinbeis as our leader, as 6+ Jinbei is a 1.35 times booster, and he is like the best option to take down Zoro, as he is the Dex type. We also have just Kazuna Buggy on this team for more points. We are using the Cap Viper from the Roger batch for more points, and then this Nami is just a placeholder, as I will actually be putting the Nami and Sanji on this team for that extra 1.35 times boost. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, guys, as long as you guys can put those 1.35 boosters on as many teams as you possibly can, you won't have any issues getting to those to getting that to a million points, even if you don't summon for the actual point boosters. But with this particular team, Orochi is going to be your best friend. He's going to be the key to taking down Zoro, and then just sort of filling out the team with other boosters and other ways to sort of take down or give yourself extra like stat multipliers. That's going to help you out. But Orochi is also a attack booster. He doubles Driven and Cerebral and Powerhouse characters attack by 1 turn, but you can always use the Jinbei special first to get the 2.25. Well, use the Jinbei special as well, actually, sorry, because... No, use it first, that's right. For some reason, I just read the end there and thought he was a slot booster, but if you use the Jinbei special first, with the right orbs, you can get the 2.25, but I would just use the Orochi special and then just sort of clean house that way. Should work absolutely fine for quite a while, as I mentioned, this treasure map isn't exactly overly hard. So for the final boss fight, we actually come up against Bonekichi Brook. Bonekichi Brook is going to give us 5 turns of chain lock, and he's going to special bind our entire crew for 3 turns. Now, looking at this team that I actually built, I actually realized I didn't bring anyone to remove the special bind. So what I'm actually going to do here is we are going to take off Crocus, and we're actually going to put on the Rebecca, the Summertime Rebecca. I actually had her on my Big Mom team, but as Big Mom is just an absolute cheese team, we can just put Crocus on that team. They're both 1.35 times boosters, so changing them around on the teams isn't going to hurt too much. But having the Rebecca on this team is going to be essential, as she has the Sailor ability to remove special bind on herself, and then with her special, she can remove 7 turns of special bind on your entire crew. So she's very, very good, and she's going to be very, very handy for this fight. And then with the Rumble Enel, he can remove the 5 turns of chain lock. He's also going to change our orbs as well if we need to. He changes adjacent slots into matching, but with the super typing of our leader, Goldie Roger, we can just get a full border orbs that way. With the rest of the subs, we just have Rayleigh on this team. Rayleigh's just here to proc the super typing for Roger. And then we have this Alvida, as she's a 1.35 times booster as well. The Alvida is completely replaceable, basically, with like anyone else. If you just chuck a few Scions on this team, you're going to have enough damage. But honestly, just utilizing Roger and the Rebecca special, as well as the Enel special with the chain lock, I don't see you having like any issues whatsoever taking down Bonekichi Brook. You just have so much goddamn damage that like Roger's just going to like, absolutely clean house. Alright guys, so moving on to the final fight now against Nami and Sanji. On stage 3, we come up against Nami. Nami's going to give us a full board of unmatching orbs, and she's going to lock them for one turn, which isn't a real big issue. We're just sort of going to do our normal attacks and make our way through that stage. On stage 4, we come up against Sanji, and Sanji puts up 5 turns of Rainbow Shield. So with our VV unit here, we can remove the 5 turns of damage reduction. She's also going to give us that color affinity boost as our captain's free spirit, so we can carry that into the next stage. But basically, you just want to bring a unit here that will remove the Rainbow Shield. There are quite a few boosters that will work quite well. If you don't have this VV but pulled on the Roger banner, I'm sure you guys managed to pick up Rayleigh, so Rayleigh is a really good option here. You could always use Rayleigh to remove that 5 turns of that Rainbow Shield there, or you could also use the damage reduction. Yeah, you could use the Rayleigh, so the Rayleigh removes damage reduction and threshold. It doesn't remove defense up. Yeah. Another option here would also to be to use this Robin here, but we are going to be using this Robin on the final stage against Nami and Sanji when we come up against them. On stage 5, we come up against Nami and Sanji. They give us they put up 5 turns of damage reduction, and I'm pretty sure that's all they do. I'm 99% sure that's all they do. Oh, they bind our captains for 5 turns, that's right. So with this team, we are using the support of Neko on our Dogstorm. Neko is going to reduce the bind on our crew by 2 turns, so with sockets that'll remove all 5 of the turns, and then literally Dogstorm is just here as a 1.35 times booster. Like there's nothing else to really say about the Dogstorm here. You could always just replace this Dogstorm with someone that actually removes bind if you need to, but with the support of Neko and then the special of Robin, we can remove the defense up, we can remove the bind there, and then with our VV special from the carryover effect, we can get the color affinity boost. Now, if you guys pulled for this Perona as well, this Perona is very good, and she's actually going to drastically reduce the defense for 1 turn, and then give us a conditional boost against defense down. So you could also use that to get around the defense up as well, but as sort of things start to move on, that defense up is going to get larger and larger, so just be mindful of that as well. We are going to be using a friend VV here, and then using the super typing and special of Boa to give us a 2.5 times attack boost to our Psy units. And then with that, we should just have heaps and heaps of damage just to take out Nami and Sanji. I'm pretty sure Nami and Sanji are a Dex unit off the top of my head, but it would make a lot more sense if they were actually an Int unit, as sort of Boa was built for this particular piece of content, and VV is a Psy unit as well. So they were my teams for treasure map. This treasure map should be a lot of fun. I'm going to grind it pretty hard, and hopefully if I get my shit sorted, I'll actually be streaming some of the treasure map too, so fingers and toes crossed for that, but I will keep you guys posted. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to belt that like button, and if you want to stay up to date with more OPTC content I post, hit that big red subscribe button too. But guys, most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day. As always, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Lights!